Hey, I wanted to record something a little bit after the last stream of Assetflip Attorney. Specifically, this is the day after that stream. Because I was looking back at it, and I wasn't super happy with how how do I say, how I acted at the the end of it. And I didn't really, especially with the secret stuff, not with the main story, just after I started trying to do the secret stuff, the secret ending and all that stuff. I decided I don't think I'm gonna save the secret ending stuff, everything after I finish the main story. I don't think I'm gonna save that on this VOD. And I'll just kind of, tack this kind of impromptu little thing on as like my last words, because I feel like I don't think it's fair if I leave the end of last stream as like my last impression, because it's really not in line with how I feel about the game as a whole. And I just want to make this little thing instead. I don't know if it's gonna make any sense as I talk, but I feel like it's gonna be better than what I did before. I will say, I do still hold a lot of the thoughts I had ending the final thing, the final ending, the true ending, I guess, the secret ending. I do think it does get long in the tooth. There's a lot of dialogue for something that, I don't know. I was very happy with how the normal ending ended. So like we're getting a lot of extra. The true ending gives you a lot of extra lore about like a lot of things, but it's kind of extraneous. Where like the lore that we got as far as the the normal ending about like say the previous case and like all of the who the subject 3 is, who the CEO is, all that stuff. And like all this stuff about Chimp Labs that you learn about like how corrupt it really was and is and all that stuff. I think the main game does a good job with like maybe not giving you every single thing, but it gives you enough that like it feels like the right amount of backstory, Or like you don't have to know like every single detail of everything. And then this like true ending, they call it the true ending, but like, oh my god, it gives you like legitimately like every piece of lore, and it definitely tired me out when I thought I was just kind of getting a silly like they build it as like defeat the true evil, and it became like this like massive lore dump that I wasn't mentally prepared for. That's what I mean mostly. So I will not I'm not gonna say that my opinions on the secret ending have changed a ton. I do still think it's a bit extraneous compared to the rest of the game, and honestly a little it melted my brain a little bit with how much lore I was supposed to be reading and connecting and all that stuff. But despite that, I do want to at least give it, because it's also really cool. I mean, this is a meme game. The dev describes it as an inside joke, and yet the fact that they were able to create this like insane amount of lore for it and like have it reasonably connect, but also be like super weird and like what the fuck am I looking at the same time. It's like, I don't know. I think it's still impressive. It's still like there's something like I gotta hand it to them. Like they know how to world build, and world build in a way that's like simultaneously legit and memey. I don't know. Like props to them for that, for sure. And like it was all cohesive enough. Like it was very well done. It just was a lot. So I mean, I don't want to say it's entirely a bad thing. I think it was I commend them like heavily for what they wrote in that finale or in that secret chapter. It's just, along with the rest of the game, of course, it's just I think at the time, I do still think it was just very, very wordy. And I will say I was colored a little bit because I also kind of expected that to just be like a 2-hour stream, and I had somewhere to be that evening, yesterday evening. So I was a little like, oh god, I need to finish this. I can't be late, that kind of thing. I need to end so that I can get to where I need to be, or get to my friends, and all that stuff. So I think that kind of colored. I think that's where the unfairness is, or because it kind of colored my last little bit, like the end of the stream, all that stuff, the true end of the stream, I guess. To where I sounded a lot more down on the game, and I don't want that to be my last words when I'm really not, because I mean, the Assetflip Epilogue is like fantastic. Oh my god, like especially for just like a meme game and for like how they describe it as an inside joke. I was incredibly impressed the whole time. I mean, like, I don't know, the way the game is layered with its story and stuff was impressive. Like, first of all, as like a kind of parody of like Ace Attorney, Danganronpa, all that stuff. I thought it was very funny. Like the way they kind of reference like very common tropes throughout both games and styles of games, I suppose. Beyond like, and like the fact, sorry, how do I say, the way it very directly like makes fun of tropes or like copies tropes in silly ways from both games, or copies, I mean honestly copies like scenes and stuff, is really fun. I appreciated it a lot. Very, very good time. Very good time. Very funny. I do think it was, I do still think maybe it went a little too extreme with the brain rot in some spots. But in general, it was just it was very silly. I enjoyed it a lot. It was funny falling in love with like the characterizations of like these random memes like Maxwell and like the purple guy from Fendi, and I mean the like VR chat model that's your main character. So I mean like that's crazy to get me to fall in love with them in a different way beyond just like Lamau memes, impressive job for sure. And like all of, like leading up everything leading up to like finding the CEO and like confronting them and taking them on in court it felt very satisfying. It was a very well done finale. Honestly, the whole thing was very well done. Like being able to really lead everything back to like Chimp Labs and all this stuff, like have this kind of like organization like puppeteering everything, and like the order of like how that was revealed was very well done. Just everything about it. Even if everything was asset flipped, still production values were very good and very, I think, well, good in like a silly way, like just kind of watching all of these like very like source engine or like VR chat like animations and stuff was very silly, and watching kind of like the hoops they went through for some of the animations, especially when like, I mean, looking at stuff like Mr. Monkey, how he's like just an image of like a plush monkey, but being able to like do stuff with that anyway was very funny, like with the different frames, and like even when he got animations and stuff like that, like, and then just playing with the environment and like different other additional like visual effects to kind of convey all the emotions that were needed and all that stuff. I don't know, it was very good. I like seriously like hats off for that. And I mean, for all of the like in jokes, it was still just like it was just very silly to like watch it all anyway. Like I never felt out of the loop so much that I couldn't keep up, I guess. I mean, I still really want to know why Ian Hawke is a meme specifically, but that's okay. It was still just like really funny just having him there for some reason, for example. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I didn't write anything down. I should have probably prepped this a little better, but that's okay. I had a great time. It really, like, especially especially for a just random free like meme game. It went like above and beyond for the genre it was trying to parody, as well as making fun of just being a good parody of it. So I just wanted to, I just want to leave it on that note, because that's more true to how I feel about it. It was a great time, and I think anyone should try it. Just maybe be careful if you do the secret ending. It is a lot of words. You will be there a while. Your brain will melt. And there's also a whole section that's basically just playing FNAF, which I mean, they let you skip it. I actually do appreciate that, but I also am just like, oh my god, this is a lot of extra stuff. Oh my god. But it was a wonderful time, and like kudos to the dev for sure. I think they're actually making another game. I can check it out, or at least check the like link to the studio on Steam. I'll find that and link it in like the VOD that this gets attached to. I may also put this separately as like its own clip, just because it might be nice to have this at the end, But so I'll link it in that. I'll grab that. But I think they're making more stuff, so like I'll keep an eye out for sure. It'll be funny. See what they do next. So, all right, that's all. I just wanted to do that real quick. Thanks for listening and watching and all that. This is a video, so not chatting, but still love y'all very much. And I'll be back next time.